We are live outside talking with Joel Davis from Good Life Tire Brake and Alignment, and they are teaching us how to winterize our car. There is actually frost on our car this morning. You can't see it because it's on the roof, obviously. But Joel, you were saying this is the perfect time to start getting your car winterized, even though winter's not until December 22nd.
Right. Usually you would probably do it right around the end of the fair, around the fair time. Right before when it starts getting cold would be the time to winterize your vehicle.
Okay, we can see our breath out here, so it's definitely chilly temperatures, but because it warms up later in the afternoon, does that mean that it's okay to not necessarily, or excuse me, to wait until now to winterize your car? Because we've had some chilly mornings so far.
Well, yeah, no, it's basically more on a 6-month schedule, like right around October or so. Think about it, and then when the summer starts coming in around April, think about it again, just to be on a schedule to keep your car maintained.
But in April, you wouldn't be winterizing it.
No, you'd be getting it ready for summer, checking your things for like summer vacations and travel and things like that.
Okay, so a 6-month time schedule seems pretty regular. What should somebody do first? Temperatures are getting cold, like you said. The fair has just ended. What should be the first thing people do?
Well, the first thing I would do, if you're doing it on your own, which is most of us don't have anybody to check our cars for us, just start out in the mornings and just walk around your car. Look at all your tires. If any of them look low, that means they probably are low. You want to get some air in those if you have a portable air tank or somewhere, or stop at a gas station or whatever.
And is that something you should be doing every single morning?
Well, not generally. Usually you lose 1 to 3 pounds for every 10 degrees of temperature, I believe. So you might want to do it maybe once or twice a week just to be on the safe side, but there's really no need to do it every day.
And when you're checking tire pressures, is there a way that people can find out how much air pressure they should have in their tires?
Right. If you open your driver's door on most newer vehicles, there's a placard or a little sticker on the inside of the door jamb that tells you front and rear tire pressure and what they should be.
All right, so let's pretend we've just walked all around our vehicle. Our tires look good. We checked that before we came out here. What's the next step?
Well, the next thing would be to check your wiper blades because on icy mornings, those things are essential so you can have good visibility. Also, checking and make sure there's no actual ice on the windshield. Also, making sure that the wiper arms and everything work the way that they should.
Okay, now I haven't spent a winter down here in Georgia, but I know up in Northern Virginia and where I went to school in New York, sometimes you'd spray your windshield wiper fluid and it would freeze on the windshield. What do you do then?
Well, there's some de-icing type washer solvent. I think it's actually called de-ice.
Okay.
And you put that in there, and what it does, it doesn't freeze up as quickly as water or as regular washer solvent, and so that can help. The other thing is to keep a scraper with you, just to take that top layer off, and then you can just use the defroster from that point.
I guess I didn't get my car winterized back then because the levels were slow. All right, so windshield wipers work. What's the next step?
Well, then after you do that, you want to pop your hood like we do, and just make sure that you look in your coolant bottle here, just to make sure it's at the right level, because your defroster and your heater all work based on coolant level. Make sure your system has the proper amount of coolant in it. If you're low, then your heater and stuff won't work properly, and that can actually be a safety risk as well.
Okay. Now, we're going to come back to under the hood a little bit later in Good Day, but first I want to ask, what is the difference, or what can somebody do at their house themselves, and what does somebody need to bring their car to a mechanic like you to be done?
Well, basically the walk-arounds and things like that, checking things visually, your eye test you can do that on your own. But things like flushing the coolant system or thoroughly checking the tires, you have to take it to a shop so they can get the car up in the air.
And should you do that every 6 months or every year? How often does that need to be done?
Well, most people, we offer a vehicle inspection that includes that. We offer that with every oil change, free of charge. So most shops do that.
And that's every 3,000 miles?
Every 3 months, 3,000 miles, yes, ma'am.
All right. Well, like I said, we'll be back with more on how to winterize your car after this. Stay with us. We'll be back with more Good Day. Winter doesn't start until December 22nd, but it's definitely chilly out here. There is frost already on the top of our car, which means it is the perfect time to winterize your car. We're out here with Joel Davis from Good Life Tire Brake and Alignment, and he's teaching us all the tips on how to get your car ready for those colder temperatures. We talked already, Joel, about how someone can check just visually with what their car needs, but now we're under the hood and talking about what people need to do. We've got the engine, all these fluids. What should people be looking for under here?
Well, the first thing I would be checking is my oil level. Most time it'll be a yellow dipstick like this, so you can check your engine oil and check the graduations on it. It has it low, full, whatever. That's something that you can do on your own, making sure that your oil level is at the proper level.
Now, going back to the oil, this is one of our station cars, so higher ups of me and my boss, we're gonna check. Was our oil level okay? What was it looking?
It looked fine for right now.
Okay. Now, do you need to change the viscosity with these colder temperatures of the oil? Is that something people can even do? I'm not sure.
Well, in our climate, there's really no need to change it. Okay. Farther north, probably, but here you could be able to stick with your 5W20 or whatever comes in your vehicle, whatever you're running. You shouldn't have to change it.
All right, so we've got the oil set. What's next?
Then visually, like we mentioned, checking your coolant level. Higher ups, your bottle is a little low there, so the coolant is a little low here. And you also check your color. So if you have orange or green or whatever, red or whatever kind of coolant it is, you'll know what type to go to your parts store or to your mechanic and ask for.
So no art lessons with cars. You want to stick with the same colors. No mixing them up.
Don't mix them at all. Okay. Then you would look at your hoses and your belts. These are the rubber components. Sometimes you can see cracking and things on the belt, or you want to check your hoses, especially your radiator hoses, because these can cause a problem if they burst when you're on the road by yourself.
I can only imagine. What would they crack? Would they wear?
You would notice cracking, and if you squeeze your radiator hose, if it's accessible in your car, you can feel crunchy. If it feels crunchy, instead of soft and supple like rubber should be.
That one feels like regular rubber.
Yeah, it's fine. That's fine.
We're in the clear with that one.
Yeah, and then just to looking, make sure there's no leaks that you can visually see.
Okay.
That would be something that I would recommend that everyone do.
Okay, now I'm hearing, we talked about coolant, antifreeze. Freeze, I'm thinking colder temperatures. What is that for?
Well, antifreeze is just, it's a mixture of water and a solvent that keeps ice from forming, or keeps it from being anti-freeze. It doesn't really help cool your car down. Most people get that mixed with Freon, which is what the AC runs on, but the antifreeze just helps to keep it from icing up, your cooling system from icing up.
And that would be the windshield wiper fluid we were talking about earlier?
No.
Oh, okay.
So, no, the Freon is in the air conditioner, and the coolant or the antifreeze is in your radiator.
Again, you guys know I'm not. I'll admit it. I'm not too smart with cars. All right, so levels checking and filling up windshield wiper and all these fluids is something people can do on their own. Right. What do they need to come see you for? I see you've got some bottles here.
Right. First you would check your cooling system. If you notice that your bottle consistently gets low, even though you keep adding to it, then there's a leak somewhere. Okay. And what a mechanic shop or a technician could do is put a pressure tester in your system. And what it does is pressurize your system and aggravates any leaks that are there so that they're visible, so that we can see those and fix those. That's something that you would have to take to the shop to do. Also, flushing your cooling system. Now, we employ a 3-step process, a PM washer solvent. We do a flush where we run it through there to release all those rust and sediment that might be built up in your cooling system. And then we hook it to a machine, flush it out, and then we add the lubricant and rust prevention that helps keep rust from forming again in your cooling system, and then we add a sealer and conditioner so that it conditions these hoses so they don't get crunchy and things like that.
Now, once again, is this kind of preventative maintenance, or is this something you should do regularly, or is this after the fact?
Well, this is preventive maintenance, and most time in your car you'll have factory scheduled maintenance, and flushing the coolant usually is around 60 or 70,000 miles, and we say usually do it about every 30,000 miles or so.
Okay, just to be safe, because you don't want any type of car malfunctions or anything. Definitely would not be good when you're out there on the road. All right, well, thank you so much, Joel, for coming out with us, getting us all ready for our winter season with our cars. Again, every 6 months, right when the spare ends, and then again in April to get it all ready for those warmer temperatures. We'll be back with more Good Day after this. Stay with us.